Can y'all see that?
Con.
Okay. So I'm going to scroll down as we walk it. So we read 35 just now. 36. The pit of torment will appear, right? And near it will be the place of rest. The furnace of Sheol will be shown, and near it the paradise of delight. Then the Most High will say to the nations that are raised from the dead, look and understand whom you have denied, whom you haven't served, whose commandments you have despised. Look on this side and on that. Here is delight and rest, and their fire and torments. Thus he will speak to them in the day of judgment. This is a day that has neither sun, nor moon, nor stars, neither cloud, nor thunder, nor lightning, neither wind, nor water, nor air, nor darkness, nor evening, and the end will come no morning. Neither summer, nor spring, nor heat, nor winter, neither frost, nor cold, nor hail, nor rain, or dew, neither noon or night, neither nor dawn, neither shining, nor brightness, nor light, except only the splendor of the esteem of the Most High. Him by himself is going to be light for everything. By we will see the things that are set before them. It will endure as though it were a week of years. This is my judgment and its prescribed order, but I have only shown these things to you. I answered and I said then, O Yahuwah, and I say now, Barak to those who are now alive and keep your commandments. This is the time we have to keep his commandments. Okay? Now. But what about those for whom I prayed? For who is there of those who are alive that has not committed crimes, and who of the children of men hasn't transgressed your covenant? Now I see that the world to come will bring delight to few. Y'all hear that? How many?
Few.
To few. The world to come will bring the new Shamayim that he's bringing down will be a delight to what? To few. But torment to many. For an evil heart has grown up in us, which has led us astray from these commandments and has brought us into corruption and into the ways of death. It has shown us paths of perdition and removed us far from life. And that not a few only, but nearly all what? Who have been created. He answered me, listen to me, and I will instruct you. I will admonish you yet again. For this reason, the Most High has not made one world, but two. For because you have said that the just are not many, but few, and the ungodly abound, hear the explanation. If you have just a few precious stones, will you add them to lead and clay? I said, Yahuwah, how could that be? He said to me, not only that, but ask the earth, and she will tell you. Defer to her, and she will declare it to you. Say to her, you produce gold, silver, and brass, and also iron, lead, and clay. But silver is more abundant than gold, and brass than silver, and iron than brass, and lead than iron, and clay than lead. Judge therefore which things are precious and to be desired, what is abundant or what is rare. I said, O sovereign Yahuwah, that which is plentiful is of less worth, for that which is more rare is more precious. He answered me, check this out, weigh within yourself the things that you have thought, for he who has what is hard to get rejoices over him who has what is plentiful. So also is the judgment which I have promised, for I will rejoice over the few that will be saved. How many?
Few.
Because these are those who have made my esteem to prevail now. And through them, my name is now honored. I won't grieve over the multitude of those who perish. That's the Most High saying that. For these are those who are like mist and have become like flame and smoke. They are set on fire and burn hotly and are extinguished. I answered, O earth, why have you produced if the mind is made out of dust like all other created things? For it would have been better that the dust itself had been unborn, so that the mind might not have been made of it, because Ezra knows the mind of people. But now the mind grows with us, and because of this, we are tormented, because we perish and we know it. Let the race of men lament, and the animals of the field be glad. Let all who are born lament, but let the four-footed animals and the livestock rejoice. For it is far better with them than with us, for they don't look forward to judgment. The animals are not being judged, so he's saying they got it better than the humans. Neither do they know of torment or of salvation promised to them after death. For what does it profit us that we will be preserved alive, but yet be afflicted with torment? For all who are born are defiled with iniquities and are full of crimes and laden with transgressions. If after death we are not to come into judgment, perhaps it would have been better for us. He answered me, when the Most High made the world and Adam and all those who came from him, he first prepared the judgment and the things that pertain to the judgment. Now, understand from your own words, for you have said that the mind grows with us. They therefore who dwell on the earth will be tormented for this reason, that having understanding they have committed iniquity, and receiving commandments have not kept them. Y'all see that? The time now is to choose whether you're going to choose to receive it or not. And have obtained the law that they dealt unfaithfully with that which they received. What then will they have to say in the judgment? Or how will they answer in the last times? For how long a time has the Most High been patient with those who inhabit the world, and not for their sakes, but because of the times which he has ordained? I answered, if I have found favor in your sight, O Yahuwah, show this also to your servant, whether after death, even now, when every one of us gives up our nefesh, our soul, will we be kept in rest until those times come in which you renew the creation, or whether we will be tormented immediately? He answered me, I will show you this also. But don't join yourself with those who are scorners, nor count yourself with those who are tormented. For if you have a treasure of works laid up with the Most High, for you have, he says, but it won't be shown unto you until the last times. For concerning death, the teaching is, when the decisive sentence has gone out from the Most High, that a man shall die. As the spirit leaves the body, to return again to him who gave it, It adores the esteem of the Most High, first of all. That's what happens without Nefesh. It baraks Yahuwah. The Nefesh automatically baraks Yahuwah. These are for the righteous. And if it is one of those who have been scorners and have not kept the way of the Most High, and that have despised his law, and who hate those who fear Yahuwah, these spirits won't enter into habitations. Do we see that? It will have nowhere to reside, but will wander and be in torments immediately, ever grieving and sad. It says in 7 ways. The first way, because they have despised the law of the Most High. The second way, because they can't now make a good repentance that they may live. You're already gone. So you don't get another round to choose to get it right. You don't get another time to then say, okay, well, now I want to keep the law. The third way, they will see the reward laid up for those who have believed the covenant of the Most High. They're going to get to see the benefits of those who do choose to keep his way. The fourth way, they will consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they will see the dwelling places of the others guarded by the Malachim with great quietness. The sixth way, they will see how immediately some of them will pass into torment. The seventh way, which is more grievous than all the other aforesaid ways, because they will pine away in confusion and be consumed with shame and will be withered up by fears, seeing the esteem of the Most High, before whom they have committed crimes while living and before whom they will be judged in the last times. What we just read are for those who choose not to keep his way. We see that, right? Now look at what he says for those that do. He says, now, this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they will be separated from their mortal body. In that time that they lived in it, they painfully served the Most High. Does it say that they had a breeze in serving the Most High, that they didn't endure any affliction during the Most High, that they didn't have to go through anything? It doesn't say that. He said they painfully served the Most High. They were in jeopardy every hour, that they may keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. This is why the enemy comes so hard at the people of Yahuwah.
Khan.
Some of you, your minds is in jeopardy every hour because you have a hard time staying focused on not buckling under the devices of pressure that the enemy keeps throwing at you. You got to get strong enough to stand so you can keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. It says, therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they will see with great joy the esteem of him who takes them up, for they will have rest. And again, here's 7, right? In 7 orders. The first order, because they have labored with great effort to overcome the evil thought which was fashioned together with them, that it might not lead them astray from life to death. That is something. To labor is to work with great effort to overcome the things that we know that the Most High don't want us to think, to not do the things that he doesn't want us to do, so that we can operate according to his will, so we don't be led astray. The things that lead us astray can lead us into death. So he said, you'll have rest because you labored, you worked with a great effort to overcome the things that are evil. The second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander and the punishment that awaits them. You see how complex it's going to be for those who choose not to keep his way. You got to not want that. The third, they see the testimony which he who fashioned them gives concerning them, that while they lived, they kept the law which was given to them in trust. The Father has trusted us with his law. He is trusting that we will do our diligence to keep it, to serve him, to do right. We have been entrusted with it. He put it in our hands for a reason. The fourth, they understand the rest, which being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness, guarded by the Malachim and the esteem that waits them in the last days. The fifth, they rejoice that they have now escaped from that which is corruptible, and they that will inherit that which is to come, while they see in addition the difficulty and the pain from which they have been delivered, and the spacious freedom which they will receive with joy and immortality. We will no longer be bound by anything.
Hallelujah.
The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face will shine like the sun, and how they will be made like the light of the stars, be incorruptible from then on. The seventh order, which is greater than all the previous mentioned orders, because they will rejoice with confidence, and because they will be bold without confusion, and will be glad without fear, for they hurry to see the face of him whom in their lifetime they served, and from whom they will receive their reward in esteem. This is the order of the souls of the just, as from henceforth is announced to them. Previously mentioned are the ways of torture, which those who would not give heed will suffer from after this. So now Ezra has shown this, but still has some questions. He says, I answered, will time therefore be given to the souls after they are separated from the bodies, that they may see what you have described to me? He said, their freedom will be for 7 days, that for 7 days they may see the things that you have been told. And afterwards they will be gathered together where? In their habitations. Who has habitations? The Qadash. As we read, the wicked don't have habitations. So what happens, in case you did not know, that there is a freedom that the Qadash have, where they are able to see these things and then rest in their habitations. I answered, if I have found favor in your sight, show me further to your servant whether in the day of judgment the just will be able to intercede for the wicked, or to entreat the Most High for them. He's asking, do we have an opportunity to pray for them, for those who chose not to follow his way? Whether fathers for children, or children for parents, or kindred for kindred, or kinsfolk for their next of kin, or friends for those who are most dear? He answered me, since you have found favor in my sight, I'll show you this also. The day of judgment is a day of decision, and displays to all the seal of truth. Even as now a father doesn't send his son, or a son his father, or a master his slave, or a friend him that is most dear, that in his place he may understand, or sleep, or eat, or be healed. So no one will ever pray for another in that day. neither will one lay a burden on another. For then everyone will each bear his own righteousness or unrighteousness. So the answer is no. I answered, how do we now find that first Abraham prayed for the people of Sodom, and Moses for the ancestors who committed crimes in the wilderness, and Joshua after him for Israel in the days of Achan, and Samuel in the days of Saul, and David for the plague, and Solomon for those who would worship in the sanctuary, and Elijah for those that received the rain, and for the dead that he may live, and Hezekiah for the people in the days of Sennacherib, and many others prayed for many. If therefore now, when corruption has grown and unrighteousness increased, the righteous have plowed for the wicked, why will it be not then also? He answered me, this present world is not the end. The full esteem doesn't remain in it. Therefore, those who were able plowed for the weak. But the day of judgment will be the end of this age and the beginning of the immortality to come, in which corruption has passed away. Intemperance is at end. Infidelity is cut off, but righteousness has grown and truth has sprung up. Then no one will be able to have compassion on him who is condemned in judgment, nor to harm someone who has overcome. Nobody can hurt you at that point. I answered then, this is my first and last saying, that it would have been better if the earth had not produced Adam, or else when it had produced him, to have restrained him from committing a crime. For what does it profit, is it, for all who are in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O Adam, what have you done? For though it was you who committed crimes, the evil hasn't fallen on you alone, but on all of us who come from you. For what profit is it to us if an immortal time is promised to us, but we have done deeds that bring death, and that there is promised us an everlasting hope, but when have most miserably failed, and that there are reserved habitations of health and safety, but we have lived wickedly, and that the esteem of the Most High will defend those who have led a pure life, but we have walked in the most wicked ways of all, and that a paradise will be revealed whose fruit endures without decay, in which an abundance and healing, but we won't enter into it, but we have lived in perverse ways, and that the faces of those who have practiced self-control will shine more than the stars, but our faces will be blacker than darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we didn't consider what we would have to suffer after death. Then he answered, this is the significance of the battle which humans born on the earth will fight. If they are overcome, they will suffer as you have said. But if they get overcoming, they will receive the thing that I say. For this is the way that Moshe spoke to the people while he lived, saying, choose life that you may live. Nevertheless, they didn't believe him or the prophets after him, not even me, who have spoken to them. Therefore, there won't be such heaviness in their destruction, as there will be joy over those who are assured of salvation. Then I answered, I know, Yahuwah, that the Most High is now called merciful, and that he has mercy upon those who have not yet come into this world, and compassionate, in that he has compassion upon those who turn to his law, and patient, in that he is patient with those who have committed crimes, since they are his creatures, and bountiful, in that he is ready to give rather than to take away, and is very compassionate, and that he multiplies more and more mercies to those who are present and those who are past, and also those who are to come. For if he wasn't compassionate, the world wouldn't continue with those who dwell in it. And one who forgives, if he didn't forgive out of his kindness, that those who have committed iniquities might be relieved of them, not even 1/10,000th part of mankind would remain living. And a judge, for if he didn't pardon those who were created by his word and blot out the multitude of crimes, there would perhaps be very few left of an innumerable multitude. Now, after that, we should desire and walk in the hope of wanting to ensure that we are of those few. We should desire that. Did we even know what happens when the body separates from the nefesh? The opportunity that is given to those who are Qadash versus what happens to those who pass from wickedness. What say ye, Yahshar'al?